jumping kind of right into the middle, I was actually like, wow, like directors like David F. Samberg are giving you notes.
Yeah.
On,
Yeah.
It's on like, how was that?
Uh, really surreal, honestly. It was kind of, first off, more than anything I've learned while making this movie, the horror community in general, especially filmmakers in it, are so giving and so kind of their time and so willing to understand, like, oh, well, I know the grind. I know how this goes. I know, like, oh, you're at that part of the process. Okay, yeah, I've been there. Let me give you some advice on how to kind of like navigate that. So he was really amazing. And also, he's talked on his YouTube channel about having social anxiety as a filmmaker and having to kind of navigate a lot of like awkward conversations with people. And I have lived in that world as well. And so he was very helpful in that too, just kind of being like, hey, there's going to be a lot of people who come to you and have a lot of questions about everything, the color of, that shoe, and do you want this pencil in the shot? And you're going to have to just, really kind of calm yourself and just take it one step at a time.
How did you feel about that process on set? Like this has been a long journey.
Yeah.
It's been some crazy timing in Hollywood and ups and downs and, one of the most popular Kickstarters, but also funding challenges. It's
Sure.
like, this is the par for the course and truly a labor of love. But
Yeah.
when you got on set, what was the thing that had you the most kind of, oh my God?
I think the time's crunch, really. Just needing more time, and every filmmaker is going to want more time, more days to shoot, because once you really break down a schedule with a first AD, and we had a brilliant first AD, her name's Michelle Mietti, who helped us kind of create the schedule for all of our 20 days that we shot this movie. And you look at like day one, and it's like 5 or 6 pages of the script, and you're like, you're realizing your head is going to have to be in like 12 different emotional spaces.
Wow.
And also for our lead actress, Camille Sullivan, to have to continually go from here to here, because we obviously, when you're shooting an indie, you don't have time to shoot chronologically.
Right, of course.
So like, I think we shot like one of the final scenes on like day 3, and she has to go from like a certain headspace to a different headspace like that. And she's so brilliant. But as a director, you have to kind of look at that short amount of time you have and make sure that you can get all the shots you need and all of the elements that are necessary for the story. But also, you kind of thinking, okay, like, we're 4 takes into this. I think we need to move on. Like, we can't, this isn't like the type of movie where you can do like 10, 15, 20 takes of something.
Right.
It's like, we got it in 4, we have to move on. Sometimes we get it in 2. Time to move on. It's like,
boom, done.
Time is of the essence.
What was shooting the first shot like? It's been, I know that's a little ways back. But
no, I remember that day very vividly.
Is it because of the trauma?
Yeah. It was just nerves, just a lot of nerves. But we, again, to our first AD's credit, Michelle, she really scheduled it very brilliantly. So the first day was mostly fairly simple,
Good.
Sort of like exterior work of like buildings and things like that to kind of like get the crew moving and get a sense of camaraderie amongst everybody. And then, the latter half of day 1, we got into some of the more emotional acting and things like that. But yeah, no, I remember that day very vividly. It was a shot of a house, it was just a shot of a house. But
Cool.
to get everybody to get everybody's blood pumping and get everybody used to the idea that, hey, we're all here making something together.
Did you go home and just be like, yes, I got that house shot. Boom.
I think I actually remember exactly what I did, because the first day, you're on your feet for like 15 hours. And everyone told me, bring 2 pairs of shoes, bring 2 pairs of socks, change your socks halfway through the day. And
that's fascinating.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and I did that, and it did work for sure.
And work for what? What was
just
the purpose?
Like you're standing for 15 hours a day.
Got it. So you're feeling uncomfortable, sweaty.
Yeah, it just uncomfortable in every way.
Dang,
and
that's a good pro tip.
Yeah, and get like those gel inserts too. I got those really really helped me, and I mean this. Like,
yes.
This is not a joke. Like,
I've never thought of this before.
Yes, no, 100%. Because you really I didn't realize that I just don't stand for that much until I was doing it every day.
Yeah.
So no, that first day I came home and collapsed on the couch. I literally did like a face plant on the couch. But it was great. It was a good face plant.
Of
it
course.
was like a good tired. You know, like when you had like a good day of work and you're like, I worked hard and I feel good about that.
And the relief that comes from
Yes.
knowing you completed it and you kind of, went outside your comfort zone for this.
Yeah, and also like there was a massive relief in discovering that I had an amazing crew. Our crew was just top notch, and
Shout out to the crew.
They are the unsung heroes of movies and
Of everything that we do.
Yeah, 100%. And they really did like put me at ease on day one because everybody was like working at the top of their game.
So the long journey from conception to like the first screening, was the first screening Fantastic Fest?
No, the first screening was Fantasia.
Okay,
Yeah.
Fantasia.
Yeah.
Tell me, sitting in that audience, are you soaking it all up and did everything play like you were thinking?
Yeah,
Because
no.
the reviews are great.
Oh, yeah, no, it was nice. It was really nice. The Fantasia audience. So I Mike Flanagan was there with me, and
Yes.
he said, he was like, "Hey man, I want to introduce you to the crowd," and I was like, "Holy shit!" Can I curse? Is that okay?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
And he went out and he did it, and he did this whole speech. I had no idea what he was going to say, and he was like, "Filmmaker Chris Stuckmann," and I instantly was like, "Where's the nearest bathroom?"
Huh?
I am going to die. I was like, I need to like find a toilet right now. But it was, and I did, in fact. No, it was like, run, I can't take this. But then like, I went out there and the crowd was so loving and so incredibly welcoming. Fantasia is one of the greatest, if not the best film festival I've ever attended. Everyone there is so incredibly kind. Again, the horror community, because Fantasia is almost exclusively genre movies, and everyone there is just so welcoming of all different types of people, and the response to all the scares, and I sat kind of like in the center of the audience, right next to Mike and my wife, and there were all these moments where Mike would like elbow me, like when a cool scare happened, and I was like, "What? This is so cool! Like right now, this is amazing." Yeah, it was very surreal.
That's fantastic. After going through this whole process, you're sitting here at Comic-Con, you're promoting the movie, like, do you have your own hot tip for somebody who might have been in your position? Like you've got a completely different, very well-known gig as a film critic, and then you're flipping onto the other side of it quite successfully. What do you have to say to anybody that is really watching your journey and also getting inspired by you?
Well, first off, thanks for watching is what I'd say. But also, I think for me, one of the hardest things is really just the perception. And I've talked about this before, but like the perception of you are perceived as this. This is what you do. Wait, why are you doing that now? I don't understand that. I understand you as this. And you can look at a lot of people across history who've tried to do different things, who become known as one thing first. But the perception of someone is never really who they are. And movies were always where I started in my head and always where I wanted to be as a kid. And so what I would say to someone, if you are, don't limit yourself to one thing, is what I would say. If you feel comfortable and you like what you're doing, great. But don't limit yourself to thinking like, I have to stay here because this is where the world says I should be.
It sounds a little bit like you have that firsthand experience of that creative secret, which is so many actors and hosts. They're not able to get other people to see what they're capable of. So they just take control and do it themselves.
Right.
And so because you're here, because we're going to see this released, it's a neon movie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, incredible.
Yeah. Pretty amazing.
What can you tell us about what's next?
I have a lot of things I've written that I would love to make that I'm desperately trying to get made.
And do you feel like the doors have opened already, or are you waiting for the release for that?
There's definitely interest that wasn't there before, for sure.
Great.
There's rooms that I can get into that I wasn't able to get into before. But I do think that as much as you might think, like you are still looking at someone who's like, what's the story? Is it good? Do I like it? And then I'm pitching it, and I'm pitching constantly. I'm doing tons of pitches like every week for things that I'm just trying to get attached to, or things that I've written. So nothing official, but definitely trying on like 3 or 4 different things really, really hard right now.
Okay, cool. And to keep you fueled today, underneath this orange table, you will see we have 3 Lego boxes.
I love Lego.
And
so do my kids.
One is a C,
Okay.
one is a B, and one is an R.
Okay.
Pick one, and inside you will find fuel for the rest of the day.
Okay, I'll go with C because my name.
Obviously.
All right.
Love
Let's see
that.
what we got here. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You got the good ones.
That is so. Oh, is this like the good box? Okay, good. Thank you.
He
That's
got
really
the
nice of
cookies.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for coming in.
Sure.
I can't wait to see it.